so forth. It'll all be the same. The parables are almost all the same in terms of the thrust. So, I mean, either you think these are really interesting, the parables, or you think they're just covering up a certain vindictiveness. And you have to take your pick on that. I know that we love it. I know everyone loves them. That's the whole point of them, to entice people to love them. So anyway, let's go back, and that's enough of that. Give me that one passage where we talk about John the Baptist's arrest. What was the, I don't have it marked in front of me here. What was the actual, I want to just finish that up before we go back to the beginning here of Jesus' mission, since we were dealing with, there's so much in the Gospels, that you could spend days and days on each passage, as you know. Can you, when Jesus says, talks about John's arrest and killing?
Matthew 14.
Matthew 14. Thanks. If I can find it. See, mine is more messed up. Oh, Matthew 14 what?
1 to 12.
Good, thanks. Oh, yeah, here it is. All right, we did this 2 times. Let's just finish it up. Now, we at least have John the Baptist under control and decide where we stand on him. And at that season, Herod the Tetrarch, Herod Antipas, read your Josephus. Don't forget in Acts, a half-brother of Herod the Tetrarch is among the founding persons of the church in Antioch. So how is that to be? How can someone who's a half-brother or milk brother or brought up with Herod the Tetrarch be among the founding persons of the assembly or church or community at Antioch, to which Paul and Barnabas allegedly both were part of? It's a serious question, since we see this Herod the Tetrarch is responsible for the murder of key early Christian or early pre-Christian leaders, and it is outright murder. This season Herod the Tetrarch heard the report concerning Jesus and said unto his servants, "This is John the Baptist risen." And then, we did all this, never do these powers work on him, for Herod had laid hold. Then the narrator jumps in here to explain it to you. Herod had taken John and bound him and put him in prison for the sake of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, and we discussed all that, regardless of some footnotes that try to make a person called Herod into Philip. Philip was not Herodias's first husband, a person called Herod. He had a son called Herod. He was Herodias' husband. Philip was a half-brother who was Salome's husband. And if you want to commit some of that, just look at an index in Josephus. We already read it for you. It's not lawful for you to have her. And then it's because, and when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude because they counted him a prophet. Okay, again, the multitude count John a prophet. That we all agree on. When Herod's birthday came, now birthdays are very important for the Romans. I'm not sure that Jews were very interested in birthdays in this period, but the Romans, interested in astrology and things, were extremely interested in birthdays. And if you note, if you read your Josephus carefully, they're always having big birthday celebrations, the Romans. And one of the big ones is after the fall of the temple. Titus takes all these prisoners, and on the way up the Lebanon coast to celebrate his brother's birthday, he has fun and games by having gladiatorial contests and killing prisoners at arenas in Beirut or Tyre. I don't have the exact references. You can see it in the... So killing Jewish prisoners is a lot of fun to do on birthday celebrations for the emperor's family. They have a lot of fun at birthdays. And the fun is usually brutal blood fun. Brutal blood fun is what the fun is. So again, I'm not thrilled. I mean, I know everyone likes birthdays. I've gotten really off birthdays for this reason. I just can't look at people's birthdays anymore. I'm happy that they got a year older and so on. But I just can't, I've gotten like totally, you know how when you eat a piece of food and you are sick afterwards, yeah. You can't eat that food again the rest of your life, and it gets you off it. Well, when I read all those things about the celebration of birthday parties in the Roman period and what they did to celebrate things and the amount of prisoners they killed and so on, even from a pro-Roman writer like Josephus, he didn't think anything was being done wrong, killing 100, 500, 1,000 prisoners. That was fine. I got off birthday party. So this is already not Palestinian behavior, this birthday party. This is meant to appeal to a Roman, Greco-Roman, Hellenistic audience. So that we have this dance, and the dance pleased Herod. Now don't forget, I read you that passage about John the Baptist, and here we have a thing about bringing his head on a charger, right? Do you remember? I'll never find this thing. Let me see if I can find it quickly. I'll look in the index. I don't have it marked in this. You remember at the end of that episode of what I read you about the death of John the Baptist? There is the indication of bringing someone's head on a platter, but it's not John the Baptist. It's the head of the emperor wants Aretas's head brought to him on a platter. He tells his governor in Syria that he wants Aretas, the Arab governor, the Arab king, to have his head sent to, oh, here it is. So Herod wrote about the affairs to Tiberius, who was then the emperor, who, being very angry at the attempt made by Aretas on Herod, because there was a war fought between Aretas and Herod Antipas, Herod the Tetrarch, over the matter of the divorce of Herod's first wife. His first wife being the daughter of the Arab king Aretas, wrote to Vitellius, the governor of Syria, to make war upon this Aretas, across the Jordan in Arabia, Transjordan, and either take him alive and bring him in bonds, or to kill him and send him his head. And that is right after the John the Baptist event. So I know that all iconography and all painting shows John's head on a platter, and we love that. That's one of the heirlooms of Western civilization. And now you have to decide if this is how it happened, or as you say, as Josephus. I think that's very important. Notice. And so the rest of it we did. Let's go back now. So I just wanted to point out that head on the platter thing. Let us go back to Jesus' appearance. So in those days, Matthew 3, came John the Baptist preaching in the wilderness, quoting Isaiah 43. John's dress we have.